We're going to be in a much better position to do justice when we stop focusing so much on the perversion that's known as social justice. Social justice stands in direct contravention and opposition to justice. Justice is about you take action, you get what you deserve. Social justice is about you take action, and we may or may not give you what you deserve based on what we think your social group deserves. And that's evil.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Elder with the Open Debate, and today's topic is social justice. So, what is social justice? Wikipedia describes social justice as the fair and just relation between the individual and society. Opportunities for personal activity.
Oh my God!
And social privileges.
Oh my God! Oh shit, they're throwing eggs at her!
How's that working out? What's justice, and why do we feel the need to modify it? Wikipedia describes justice as the legal or philosophical theory in which fairness is administered. So, it's just a theory. It can be changed, it can become better, it can become worse. So that brings us to our next point. What is a social justice warrior? SJW is a pejorative or derogatory term for an individual who is promoting socially progressive views, including feminism.
I am a nasty woman.
Civil rights.
I hate to burst your bubble, but some of those phrases have very racist beginnings.
Multiculturalism.
Excuse me, Islam to me is the most feminist religion.
And identity politics.
Showing ID before you vote is no big deal. Everyone has ID, right?
The accusations of being an SJW carry the implications of personal validation, rather than any deep-seated conviction. And being involved in disingenuous social arguments or activism to raise personal reputation, also known as virtue signaling. In other words, you don't necessarily care about the topics you're speaking on, you feel as though holding those opinions will gain you positive attention. So why has this all started? Social justice has been heavily promoted in today's media, and the idea of vigilantism has become widely accepted. Take a step back. You're not in a movie. You're not a superhero. I feel the root of the problem goes much deeper than what's just popular in mainstream culture. Younger generations have lost the ability to hold civil discussions with anybody who holds separate views than they do. Everybody's constantly being validated on Facebook and Twitter, only being subjected to content that they agree with. And when you enter the real world, you realize that people hold separate opinions than you do. This is where we run into problems. Like, look at what just happened with the last American election. You had people that literally believed Hillary Clinton was going to win because all they saw were positive reviews. And when it didn't happen, they didn't know what was happening in the world. Younger generations seem to have a very difficult time managing conflict. When it comes to analyzing a problem, they can only focus on minute details, and it seems almost impossible to fully gauge the root of the entire situation. So here's a clip from Yuri Bezmenov, an ex-KGB agent who defected to Canada, that explains the idea of ideological subversion and its effect on human behavior. Although I don't feel that Russian intervention has played a significant role in the decline of American consciousness, I do feel as though these techniques have been implicated throughout past generations, and we're beginning to see the results now. So there isn't much more I can say that isn't going to be covered in this clip, so if you don't get it, I'm sorry, you may be brainwashed. I'm Elder with the Open Debate. Good luck.
Ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow, and it's divided in 4 basic stages. The first one being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Why that many years? Because this is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students in the country of your enemy, exposed to the ideology of the enemy. In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the soft heads of at least 3 generations of American students without being challenged or counterbalanced by the basic values of Americanism, American patriotism. The result you can see. Most of the people who graduated in the 60s, dropouts or half-baked intellectuals, are now occupying the positions of power in the government, civil service, business, mass media, educational system. You are stuck with them. You cannot get rid of them. They are contaminated. They are programmed to think and react to certain stimuli in a certain pattern. You cannot change their mind, even if you expose them to authentic information, even if you prove that white is white and black is black, you still cannot change the basic perception and the logic of behavior. In other words, these people, the process of demoralization is complete and irreversible. To get rid society of these people, you need another 20 or 15 years to educate a new generation of patriotically minded and common sense people who would be acting in favor and in the interests of United States society.
And yet these people who've been programmed and, as you say, in place, and who are favorable to an opening with the Soviet concept, these are the very people who would be marked for extermination in this country?
Most of them, yes. Simply because the psychological shock when they will see in future what the beautiful society of equality and social justice means in practice, obviously they will revolt. They will be very unhappy, frustrated people, and the Marxist-Leninist regime does not tolerate these people. They will join the links of dissenters, dissidents. Unlike in present United States, there will be no place for dissent in future Marxist-Leninist America. Here you can get popular like Daniel Ellsberg and filthy rich like Jane Fonda for being dissident, for criticizing your Pentagon. In future, these people will be simply squashed like cockroaches. Nobody is going to pay them nothing for their beautiful, noble ideas of equality. This they don't understand, and it will be greatest shock for them, of course.